Saucy joining with him. Oh, looping around, having to reload. Where's the cover? There it is. Crashy Saucy, a 1v1.
Oh, he's so confident.
4 bullets left. Switches weapons. Time is of the essence.
And it's over.
Sentinels. Surely not. This is not the timeline we live in. Surely. Surely, Sentinels? This team? Sentinels have qualified for Madrid. Yes, you heard me right. Let that sink in. And we're going to take a look at how Sentinels absolutely fried NRG here on their split defensive side. Now, the main theme of this video is going to show how Sentinels make it difficult for you by showing so many different things on their defensive side. So before every round, I'm just going to break down exactly what the setup is. So this is the third round of the map, the bonus round for Sentinels. And you see we've got a very passive Cypher kind of playing completely on their own. John here on one half of the map, whilst everyone else is over towards A. Now, one consistent thing you will see from Sentinels is Zelsis playing here in mid with to come and put this Viper wall across and then throw the orb here as well in mid. That's something that pretty much stays the same every time, but everyone else on Sentinels is prone to swapping sites, you know, different kinds of setups, some aggro, some passive, mixing it up a lot. And in this one, they're going to have these three players get pretty aggressive and actually get TenZ TP'd in here towards ramp.
Yeah, they have all these star players champions, but this is a tough ask.
Good flash. Victor.
So instantly we see the reward that TenZ gets from doing that, right? And this is a really great shot of everything that happens here. Because NRG, they do send utility this way with the breach stun and the flash, but TenZ is actually kind of facing the other way, so it doesn't really hit him. And they have this little crossfire set up here as well. But here's the thing. TenZ has done this before. Here's a clip from Sentinels game versus MIBR, which pretty much mirrors exactly what you just saw.
Perhaps, but it looks like this is again another all-in approach. Flash, big connection, and TenZ is there to instantly respond. He drops.
So some of you are probably thinking NRG should know about that kind of thing. If TenZ has done it in their last serious game on Split, you know, you've got to be aware of stuff like that happening. But again, Sentinels throw a lot of different stuff at you. And as this round continues, we then see that, you know, kind of NRG end up in a very bad spot here as well, where TenZ is going to throw this smoke here down in towards A. And then you see Marv is essentially somewhat trapped now, right? Ethan doesn't want to just swing this smoke. Marv is essentially trapped here, you know, between Sassy and these guys. And so Marv just decides to just, hey, I'm just going to swing this. But, you know, maybe thinking it's just TenZ there. But instead, we know it's two players. And so Marv is just going to die as well, running into these two players, taking perhaps not the most ideal fight. And we end up in a 5v3. And then from this point on, and this is something I think Sentinels are really, really good at, is that they are very disciplined in these kind of situations. They don't take a ton of bad fights. They wait for each other. They play off each other's util, and it wins them rounds.
And Victor off guard. That was all set up from a flash from Saucy. Now what do you do as NRG? We know they're so good at mid-rounding. They're great in these man-down disadvantages.
Fault line setup.
It's no value, though.
Flash around the corner. There's just so many things that they can use to get out onto the site, to take aggressive space. But this smoke, they're just playing on the other side of it. And that paranoia is so good! Another gorgeous use of utility by TenZ. It all falls down onto Crashies. Sitting on the other side of a trip, spike out of hand, a bonus for Sentinels.
Moving on to round number 5, and again, it's a very different setup for Sentinels. This time we've got the Cypher stuff over towards A. We've actually got TenZ and Sassy here on the sky, playing over towards B, going for this kind of aggressive one-way and early flash. Zelsis is actually playing in the heaven side of mid this time, not in towards the vents. We actually have a trip in vents instead. And let's quickly talk about this setup here on A, because here's the thing. Zekan does have his ultimate, and so I think the idea here for them is that if anyone, you know, does look up this way, camera sees over the wall, we ult, you die. It's a good time for Sentinels, right? But we see here that eventually they're gonna come and do a B split here, our NRG. But Sentinels, again, because they're throwing a lot of different stuff at you. In fact, Zelsis actually goes and get a heal from Sassy, so him and TenZ actually swap here. And they're going to go for this aggressive play in B main in just a second, and we'll see it happen on the map, where TenZ is going to smoke them off, and they're actually going to end up going 1-for-1 with Demon 1 here. But it ends up happening in a bit of a weird way from what NRG do then. So you see, here we go, there's the 1-for-1 just in there. But now NRG do take the B site, and there's really nothing that Sentinels could do about it, and obviously they know that Zelsis is in here. And this is where I get a little confused exactly what NRG are doing, because we see that Crashies is on the other side of B main, and you think that, Celsius is just in a world of trouble, right? He's just in a world of trouble. He's getting pinks from two sides, and you think they go and deal with him. But instead, look at what Crashies does here, right? Because instead, he's going to actually just come through mid, and yeah, he does have the spike, so I understand he doesn't want to get pushed by Celsius, lose that fight, and then you've lost the round. But by doing this, what this means is that Celsius is able to live here in B main, and you'll see how that impacts the round, where we kind of end up going a bit back and forth, but NRG end up in a 3v2, but with players on either side of them, and they kind of don't know what to do and end up losing the round.
Zekin now satchling forward with ult in hand, landing it onto Vic. The spam is just too much, though.
He's stuck.
Careful here.
You have to deal with him. You can't afford to just leave him there. Finally swinging out, getting to safety. Spike not committed. Spike not planted. Finally, an attempt will be successful.
Spike planted.
2v2. Tens gets another. Crash, he's left alone. Can he pull it off? No! Tens with 3 on the round as the crowd erupts.
Okay, next up is round number 7. And for this one, really no analysis is needed. Again, I'll just show you their initial defensive setup. We're actually going to watch my live 4 a.m. reaction to this one. And again, we've got a passive Cypher on B. We've got kind of a similar setup to what we saw in the first round, but this time it's not as aggressive. It's not actually trying to push out towards A. As you can see, we've got Tens all the way back here and Zekin back here as well. So we're not trying to actually get aggressive, but we've just got a heavy lean towards A.
Perfect.
Sassy needs to try and get out now, though. I think you want, like with this wall, I think you want Tens in this angle. You want Sassy in heaven.
Sort of success for NRG.
I lied. You want Tens in heaven with the cooking them again.
He understands that
He
Opera's
wants
like the
taken B main.
Opera's like Tens like to reposition fast, and that gets him this timing and event.
He's so far up, but you see the respect that's being shown. Zekin's playing back in spawn. He knows that heaven may be a weak spot, a vulnerable area.
Ooh, did that see him?
I didn't.
Don't know. I didn't, because no way Zekin does this.
Saucy pushing forward. 2 members there, none found.
Oh, this is gonna be so hard for Sentinels.
Tens still is up. Knife out. Utility out.
Oh my gosh.
And finally, NRG seem to find some success. They seem to find some space.
Tens is still alive here.
And he still wants fight with the up. Trying to land the shots. Shorties missing everything. Going wide. He's out. And now John QT shows up and he flees back in.
Spike planted.
Tens persistent in his approach. Relentless and reckless abandon. As he re-aggresses and re-peaks.
Oh my gosh.
Now with the shorty still.
Oh my gosh, it's not planted for him.
It's gonna be a 2v5. Can Demon 1 pull this off?
Oh!
Can he pull it off? An angel of deliverance is instantly clipped from his wings.
Tens is on another level right now. He's quick scoping people like it's Call of Duty.
What? Have I
It's not the same game.
just
it's like a different game.
watched? Moving swiftly on, let's come to the next round, which is actually the only round the Sentinels lose in this half. But again, we got a different setup, right? This time we've got the Viper and kind of Cypher in towards mid. We're going to get a Viper's Pit here in mid. We'll talk about that in a second. We got a Raze with an op on B, and we got Tens and Sassy here over towards A again. Now, first thing is, they're going to put this Viper's Pit in mid. Now, I'm not a great fan of the Viper's Pit in mid. I know a lot of people will call me crazy. What do you mean? It's so good. And in ranked, it is probably pretty good. But to me, this is not the place to put it. I think that it makes you too easy to play against. For me, it makes you too predictable. We're talking about how Sen are unpredictable with, what exact setup they are. But when you put this Viper's Pit in mid, you pretty much say to everyone all the time, we're going to have 2 players here and we're going to have 2 players here. And if you can take this bit of control, one of these guys is going to rotate over and this guy's going to be alone. Like, that always happens. Anytime you put a Viper's Pit in mid, that is what I just described to you will always happen. And so it makes you, in my opinion, very easy to play against. And we often do see teams lose these rounds where they put a Viper's Pit in mid. So if you're wondering, where's a better Viper's Pit? Well, I think the best one, if you can hold it, is here in A main. Because that makes, are you really going to do a full exit coming up this way? Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Or B main is also fine if you want to have a bit of a safer pit as well. The thing is, for me, though, in this round as well, is they put this trip here. Now, I don't know if John just didn't know what was going on this round, but he's gone and put a trip in the Viper's Pit, so I would guess that they are. Why have you wasted a trip here? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? Do we really think that this guy, like our Viper, is that bad of a player? Do we disrespect Zeltis that much? Or maybe it's just a birthday present that, hey, I'll give you a free trip that you don't need. Like, he's already got one in the pit. He should be holding this pit, right? Like, why do we need this trip here? What, we don't trust him with a Viper's pit and a trip already inside it? What are we doing? Like, how is anyone going to get here without them doing something pretty monumental to this? I don't know. I don't understand it, if I'm honest. And, well, maybe the Valorant gods took vengeance on Sentinels because this is the one round that they lose.
I mean, okay. Turns out Demon 1 is still good. I mean, Dre, this has got to feel like quicksand, no?
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is working. Everything falling apart. You're slowly being suffocated out of the map.
I mean, they no doubt in my mind, to anybody's mind, we thought that NRG was winning that round.
Oh, he played anti. Oh my gosh, okay, he was spotted.
Oh,
Again, a little bit of room found.
He got him. He got him good there.
Now, it was a 2v5 last time. I know that the chances are ridiculous,
Last player standing.
but finally, it seems like NRG are going to get on the board.
The very next round is kind of proof that this wasn't NRG's day. Again, our setup for Sentinels is different, right? This time we've got the Sky and the Cypher over towards A. We've got Tens playing kind of solo on B this time, and your Raze and Viper in Heaven, right? And actually, Sassy then quickly rotates after just sending a flash out on A and comes over towards B. So again, a bit of a different setup from Sentinels here and what they're going for. But in this one, NRG come up with a really nice little plan. And this is the thing. With the camera up here in Heaven and this kind of tighter wall, right? We're not actually trying to like take Heaven here. We're just trying to pinch on this guy because Celsius does play in Heaven quite, in Vents quite a lot, sorry. And so they come up with an amazing plan, right? They're going to stun him across here. Marv's going to pinch him from this side. Other players are going to come in from the other side. And it's going to be a free kill for them, right? No way this goes wrong. But it does.
The entire game.
Dog, Roomba, everything, but mail not cleared.
And Marv's job here is just listen to the rotates, try to catch this Viper off guard.
He's really far up.
Ah,
Still has a trip that's keeping him at bay for now.
he just breaks it now, and now they're wrapping Vents.
Oh, that's bad. That's trouble. What?
And he's out!
And even from this point, NRG again scrape themselves back into the round and get them into a position where they can win it. But again, Sentinels managed to claw it back away from them.
Night!
Toxin screen down.
I have to see that from his POV. Seeker's invested. That's going to give away a lot. John playing from
30
safety.
seconds left.
Now pushing forward. Yeah, this is so... Well, normally, for regular humans, that's a difficult angle to deal with. But they just continue to push forward and demand the best out of each other.
10
Like
seconds
iron
left.
sharpening iron. Oh! Both pushing each other to their very limits. They've got to get the spike down. There's no flood. They're so weak. No armor. Less than 50 HP on both. Celsius dropping down. John close by. Spike ticking away. No way. Crashies falls. Demon 1 with the op. 2 shots to hit. First one does it! And Sentinels get another!
And then the final one, round number 10 here. And this one, we start off with what I'll call Sentinel's most normal, their default setup, let's say, with the Cypher on B. You got Raze and Viper in towards mid, and you got Omen and Sky in towards A, right? So this is a pretty normal setup, but what I want you to watch in this round is just how dynamic Sentinels are, even within, you know, perhaps their most normal setup. Again, the push and pull that they have, they don't stay kind of just stationary. They're kind of, they're always active. They're always looking for something, right? Like, for instance, Tens comes in towards Vents here, right? And Sassy backs off towards A. So now if a hit came towards A now, we're probably playing retake A, right? And as we get more aggressive in towards mid, then they'll start to feel some pressure in towards mid. But as the clock starts ticking down more and more, they're going to come up with another plan after that, right? As the clock starts ticking. So at this point, they're playing full retake A. But now that, you know, we're down to less than a minute and they have made some kind of presence in mid Sentinels here, they now start to back off. And you see we actually end up in a completely different setup to the one we were in before, where they're going to end up here all on the sites with nothing in mid. But of course, NRG, perhaps feeling that pressure, still feel like they have to be very cautious, very careful at clearing all this out. But look at where we've ended up, something very different to what we were experiencing before. So when NRG do start to come in for this A hit, right? Everything needs to be checked. Everything needs to be cleared. And now TenZ is going to do this. And again, here's another thing. This is something, and I'm sure if you watched all Sentinels games, you will know the TenZ likes to do this smoke and be inside it. The thing is, though, that normally actually happens on the attacking side like it did against 100 Thieves.
The map, where the actual action is.
Theo close to flowers. Not getting cleared. I don't know if that molly was intended for him. Only the one, though.
Nice attempt at the discipline.
Respect it. Open sight for the pit.
TenZ is in this smoke in heaven, and he
That
gets
is-
the reward.
That is nasty stuff.
And again, this is maybe hard for NRG to read because whilst TenZ has been in that smoke before, it's often when he's on the attacking side. And again, Sentinels have so many kind of different little wrinkles that like to throw at you, it makes it very hard to kind of know what they're doing.
Oh, this is perfect for Tyson.
Is this another classic TenZ moment? One falls. No. The second will not join him. Softy from backside. No, gets all three.
Spike down A.
And again, another explosive moment.
Seconds left.
He had no idea that Celsius was there the whole time. 9-1 in favor of Sentinels.